Hey, it is time to be hatching another dragon today, because previously we hatched an ancient, but it is time to hatch the first doppelganger dragon in the game, and this is the ARYA dragon. Of course, ARYA is one of the main characters of DML, and this year, with the special doppelganger collection, we get to hatch dragons that are basically like dragon versions of the human people in the game. And I'm kind of a fan. But this is the legendary ARYA dragon. She is a legendary energy and earth dragon. So, honestly, that would be an okay typing for the dungeon if the legend was like divine instead. Because, you know, energy can be useful and earth is always useful. But as you can see, that is dragon number 1 and number 719 in our codex collection. But I'm assuming that all of the dragons in this doppelganger collection are all going to be character themed, so at the very least the next 3 we should be expecting other NPC dragons. So I'm hoping for an Eliza, and I'm not sure who else. Sail whale guy, or whale mark guy. But how strange, this dragon resembles ARYA. This trainer will subsequently name it the ARYA dragon, strong in heart and mind, friendly, brave, and always ready for an adventure. So that's essentially ARYA's personality in a nutshell, and I guess the dragon is just going to be baby ARYA, but in dragon form. And you know, it really reminds me, for anyone that ever played, like, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, you know the chows that are in the Sonic games? You can have the Sonic chow and the Tails chow. It's definitely giving me Sonic chow vibes. That's all I can think of. And plus, look at how cute this little baby dragon is. Definitely a fan of this, and this collection in general is a big thumbs up from me. And yeah, I'm very curious to see what the next dragons in this doppelganger collection are going to be, because we could have some really nice looking dragons like this ARYA dragon, or we could have some god-awful ugly ones like Hogwin. God, imagine if like Hogwin was in there. God, that would be interesting, but, you know, I still think it's weird, the fact that we'll be able to breed human dragons together. That is weird. Same with the chows. Sonic chow breeding with the Tails chow. It's always a little bit weird. But I guess they are their own personality dragons, right? But, of course, I've already gone through how to actually breed this dragon, and the DML planner has all of the combinations for it. I believe it took me about 10 attempts to breed the ARYA dragon this month. But, you know, day 1, it was done. The power of relics and ad skips on day 1 never fails me, apart from when it does. But aside from this, we will have the new week with the solo event, and then I'm assuming after that is going to be Primal Dragon Week. In the meantime, we do, of course, have more Sail Whale. She'd be an interesting dragon. But in this Sail Whale, we do currently have Jingle, which I already have. We've also got the legendary High Priestess, which is 199 gems for a 1-day breeding token. This is too expensive. Like, 199 gems for a chance with only 24 hours? It's not worth it. Super not worth it. And then, of course, we've also got Wooly, who I already have as well. But you've only got a 1-day breeding token for all of these, so if you are ever going to buy them, I will pre-warn you, they are very expensive, and you're not guaranteed to get the dragon. So if you're going to buy one of these special premium tokens, make sure that you have lots of relics, you've got a second breeding den, for example, if you need it, and all of those sorts of things ready, so that you can actually get them, because otherwise you'll just end up wasting your gems. And if there's one thing that I don't recommend in DML, it's wasting your gems. Just gonna say it. I do not recommend that you waste your gems. Alright, that's my my important tidbit today. You'd think it would be obvious. It's not to some people. But I digress. Let's go and take this ARYA dragon in for a quick squiddly squabble. What other... Do we have a low-level ancient Olaf? And do we have a low-level... I would say primal, of course we don't. Another legendary, mayhaps? Tower. Let's go. Let's go with this very intriguing dragon team. But, yeah, I just want to see who the new NPC dragon people are going to be. Could be fun. Could be very fun indeed. But in the meantime, I'm gonna keep collecting, keep chilling out. I just wanted to keep, or have a quick look-see at Arya here, or the Arya Dragon, and then we can skedaddle. You know, I've been playing way too much Elden Ring. My brain is literally rotting. My eyes are dying. I don't regret it though. Never think that that implies that I regret my choices. Never. And can we actually win this? You can't kill me, right? It's close, but we can do it with the power of Dragon Fury. Hell yeah. I love being an elite gamer. I love it. But one other thing that I wanted to go through today, because, you know, yesterday I did go through some tidbits of information. I've been asked this a few times recently in DMs, and there's a lot of people asking what to do with sacred apples, especially, you know, Arena. You'd think that sacred apples are super useful, but people are collecting more and more of them these days. And honestly, I have to say, I don't actually recommend for anyone to use any sacred apples almost ever. The problem being that, like, my team here, I don't have a max level dragon team. Like, my dragons, if we go against, like, level 120s, mine are level 115. They are fully enchanted, which they didn't need to be, I just wanted to do it. But my dragons are level 115, which is not max level. And yet we can still pretty much beat every single dragon in the arena. And even if I was slightly lower, we could probably still do it, like a slightly lower level. And this is the issue with sacred apples, because when you use sacred apples on your dragons, you're just going to make your dungeon scaling, well, it's going to be higher, because the dungeon is scaled based off of your highest level dragon ever these days. And if you use your sacred apples, then the dungeon is going to scale based on max level dragons with sacred apples. Which means that then if you ever want to add another dragon to your team, then you're going to have to collect more sacred apples. And obviously they only come in major events and like really long events, and some people can't even get them even if they do play the events. So the risk that you run if you do end up using sacred apples on your team is that you just won't be able to collect enough to keep up with your entire team. I don't ever recommend just using like a singular sacred apple on one dragon, because again, you're just going to imbalance your squad. Unless it actually works out in your favor for stats, but that's going to be very, very niche. But yeah, all I can really say is I do not recommend for anyone to be using sacred apples. I don't care if you've got 10 of them. They're not really useful. You don't need them. Again, in Arena you should be able to beat all of the fights anyway before you even get to max level dragons. So I would say don't worry about sacred apples too much, especially right now. They're just, if anything, they're more of a detriment to your overall game progress. Are they worth gemming for? I would say, goodness gracious, no. Like, out of all the things that I've not cared about getting from an event, sacred apples are pretty high up there in things I literally couldn't care less about. You just don't need them. They're not useful, and only players with max level dragons can use them anyway. It was a very, I expected more from sacred apples, something more interesting, but they were just sort of worthless, if I'm being honest. So that was my little tidbit for today. Of course, we will be getting new Dragon of the Week and new weekly stuff come tomorrow, because it will be Monday. So I highly recommend you get prepared for Monday if you need to do any breeding. But since we've just got a solo event on the way, I guess it's going to be a relatively chilled out week still. Just, you know, awaiting primals and awaiting news on new legendaries and such. It's only the beginning of the month, so we probably shouldn't expect to learn about the next doppelganger for a while. But I could be hopeful, right? I could be hopeful. And of course, I'm just doing these blue map fights with my instant win tickets because I've enabled VIP for the first time in like a week. And so we might as well get our money's worth of gold and food, right? Otherwise we'd just be wasting these useful tickets. And otherwise I can't afford to put any food in my farms. Basically, whenever I go without VIP, I suffer greatly. Because when I've got VIP, I have an endless amount of gold. When I don't have VIP on, I never collect gold from my vault. Well, not from my vault, from my actual habitat, so it just never gets collected. I just never collect gold manually. It's too boring. But anyway, Now I can pop this in, I will be able to sleep well tonight. And so I guess I will wish you goodbyesies. So yeah, I'm happy with my new legendary. I am desperate for more space. I am out of vault space. I am out of habitat space. We're getting very desperate. So I need to work out how to make more room now. Oh goodness, I'm not upgrading legendary habitats with gems. It's not worth it, but we're in a dire situation, guys. We really are. But best of luck with breeding the ARYA dragon if you don't have her yet. And again, if you need to know how to breed it, check the DML planet, or you can watch my breeding guide, because that goes through it as well. But I guess for now, enjoy your day, and until next time, I do hope to see you then.